Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. And we need to start out with some unfortunate news in Onslow County, where an arrest has been made in a murder that happened 2 months ago. Now, Onslow County deputies say the 20-year-old Michael Ridgway was arrested this morning in Marion. He's charged with the September 9th shooting death of Stephen Sanderford. The 39-year-old Sanderford was found shot in his home and his head on Rudy Court on South Creek subdivision. Now, deputies say Ridgway was developed early on as a person of interest in that murder. He's being returned to Onslow County, where he will face a judge on Wednesday. And firefighters also had to recover the body of a person found in the Tar River. Rocky Mount police say firefighters were called at around 9:30 a.m. this morning for a rescue after a man was spotted floating face down in the Tar River near the 1100 block of Falls Road. The body was recovered by the fire department's Swift Water Emergency Rescue Team. Police say they are working to identify the man and the circumstances surrounding what happened. Falls Road is closed at Ridge Street because of the investigation, according to police. And now for a look at your weather forecast. Today is going to be a cold, tonight is going to be a cold day across eastern North Carolina. Today is going to be cool. We're going to end up being about 10 degrees cooler than our seasonal average as we head into this afternoon. But it's tonight's temperatures that are going to really steal the show. Overnight lows going to be dropping down near, if not below, freezing across most inland areas in eastern North Carolina. Those of you watching closer to the water probably not going to have to deal with the freeze, but you will end up with some cold morning temps. We're talking about temperatures in the 30s. It is just going to be a straight up cold start to the day. No way around it, because wind chills are also going to be down. 22 to 27 degree feels like temperatures, what will greet us as we walk out the door tomorrow morning. Now, air temperatures are going to be sitting between around 29 to about 33 degrees. That is enough for a widespread freeze across eastern North Carolina. So if you have any winterizing you need to do, make sure you do it tonight before those temperatures start to fall. Here you can see that cold air moving its way closer to eastern North Carolina. They're moving through the east. Tomorrow will be another cold day. It'll certainly be cold in the morning. That's why we have that first alert weather day for tonight into tomorrow morning. And then we get a little bit more warmth into the east over the tail end of the week. But Tuesday, highs in the mid to upper 40s. Overnight lows Tuesday night into Wednesday, back down near freezing. We'll end up a little bit higher than where we're going to be tomorrow morning, but certainly not going to be warm by any stretch of the imagination. Let's take a look at what we've got outside right now. Current air temps generally in the 50s. Those of you watching closer to the Virginia line in the low 50s. Those of you watching a little bit closer to the water, mid to upper 50s. We got 54 in Manio, 55 in Hatteras, 56 in Swan Quarter, 58 in Oriental, as well as Beaufort, 59 in Stumpy Point. But again, normal this time of year is right around the mid-60s, so we are going to be ending up shy across the board on that count. But winds out of the northwest are a big reason why. Northwesterly winds bring in colder air. Now, those winds are going to be blowing in at around 7 to 12 miles per hour for the rest of the day. So far, it has been breezy at times, and it's kept, again, our air temperatures below our seasonal average. Now, I do want to quickly address Adriana Burkett, asking, did the guy finally get caught? Was that Dominic Leam? No, Dominic Conley has not been caught yet. The manhunt is actually expanded to a nationwide search. It's one that the FBI has gotten involved in, and before U.S. Marshals and the Craven County Sheriff's Office had been offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the capture of Dominic Conley. With the FBI's involvement now, that has gone up to a $10,000 reward. So authorities still very much looking for Dominic Conley. If you guys have any information on that, again, please contact the Craven County Sheriff's Office with that information. But back to your weather forecast coming up for tomorrow morning. Freezing. Freezing cold. 29 degrees at 7, 31 by 8. Finally getting above freezing by the time we get to around maybe 8:15, 8:30. It's going to be a cold start to the day, and, well, the afternoon temps are going to be taking the hint from that cold start, not getting into the 50s tomorrow afternoon. Get ready for a chill. Of course, tomorrow is also Veterans Day. Make sure you thank a veteran for their service before the day is done. Hopefully you can thank 10, 15, 20, the more the merrier, but make sure that a veteran understands your thankfulness for the service they gave to this country. Tomorrow night, air temperatures falling from the upper 30s at 9 down to the mid 30s by midnight. That again will open the door for another cool, if not cold, morning coming up for Wednesday morning. But here's the other little tidbit of information that will come with tonight's forecast. If you are one of those people who really likes to spot a snowflake when they first come in, I know my children are certainly some of those people, we could possibly have a few snowflake sightings early tomorrow morning. We're talking between around 2 to 5 a.m. We could be looking again at some rain-snow mix, so possibly again seeing a stray flake or two come down. It's certainly nothing's going to stick to the ground. Let's start there. If you've got kids around and you're thinking, oh, well, here we go, no school tomorrow, not going to be the case. Ground temperatures way too warm. But I know, again, a lot of people do like to, again, see that first snowflake. And here we go at 4 a.m. There is that system rolling through, giving us a little bit of moisture. Whenever our air temperatures drop down below freezing, that's when you get this outlook. And again, some areas in eastern North Carolina, predominantly north of Highway 264, will have an opportunity of maybe seeing a few snowflakes mixed with rain fall from the sky. Again, don't go setting your alarms for it. Again, this is between 2 to 5 a.m. By the time most of us wake up, the moisture is going to be off the coast, but certainly something fun if you are awake at that hour to maybe go out, stick your head outside and see what you can see. Wednesday, though, we will be back to sunny weather. We've got several high-pressure systems further back towards the west that will keep us mostly, if not completely, sunny over the tail end of this week. There's that moisture maker right there, that area of low pressure working its way off the coast, and then high pressure takes over, and that means sunny skies and calmer winds over the following day. So that's going to set us up for the tail end of the week. Here's a look at your full 8-day forecast. Again, 47 for your high tomorrow. That rises about 12 degrees. So I guess you could certainly call it a jump. 59 degrees on Wednesday, 60 on Thursday, 62 Friday, and then we're back to the mid to upper 60s over this coming weekend. And remember, average this time of year is just that, right around the mid 60s. Now, next opportunity for real measurable rainfall across eastern North Carolina comes next Monday. So I would advise everyone to hold off on burning anything. Air temperatures falling down into the upper 20s to low 30s tonight will really dry our air mass out. The amount of moisture in the air, the humidity, going to be pretty much at rock bottom. Add in a blustery breeze and the fact that most of eastern North Carolina is currently abnormally dry or under a moderate drought. Burning is not the smart thing to do at this time. It's dangerous. Make sure, if you can, try to hold off and wait until we get next Monday's raindrops through the area. Well, that's all we have time for today's noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Monday.